Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Mariam, the Ladies Guide, your emotional wellness guide. Every Friday, talk about the things that money cannot buy, but which makes life worth living, your emotions. Right now at the Kampala Sheraton Hotel is where we serve you this amazing content that will elevate your life, that grows your life, that changes your life in your emotional affairs. In today's video, we want to talk about attachment anxiety. Being attached too soon to a guy you've just met. Being attached too soon to the lady you've just met. Being attached to your loved one. You have to check on them all the time because you are deeply, deeply attached. You don't want to let go, to lose them at any particular moment. So it's what you're going to look at today, what they call attachment anxiety. Okay? Where you feel anxious all the time when your loved one isn't in your face.
She's a lady, she's a woman, she is love, she is love.
Attachment anxiety, a state where you feel as if your loved one is soon running away from you, or they are choosing someone else, or kwegamba okutya okubatuukako nga muli mukwano n'abantu bano n'otandika okufuuka attached. Most of the time too soon, before even somebody is ready to start a relationship with you, or most of the time when you're married to them, you feel as if someone is taking them away from you. So that's called attachment anxiety in psychology, where people who are in love, or somebody who loves you, or somebody you love gets attached to you so much that in the event of this whole relationship, someone feels as if it's clingy, you're acting needy because you love them so much. So, but before we get started, previously we had talked about how to forget someone you deeply love. Werabira otya omuntu gw'oyagala ennyo, most of the time gatakuwagadde. Because being a month of love, many of you mubadde disappointed n'abaagalwa bammwe olw'ensonga nti omuntu gw'obadde osuubira okubeerawo tabaddeewo, okay, in all these Valentine seasons. So twasazeewo ne tubaleetera this remedy which can help most of you get out of unrequited love. Okwagala takwagala, nti omuntu omuwa love nga tagenda kukwagala kiyinza okumenya omutima gwo no developing that heartbreak syndrome, okay. So we looked at how to let go of somebody you love. That's very important, guys, because most of the time if you don't know how to let go of these people and then you are attached to them and then they are not willing to love you, it produces that feeling of loss, of not being loved, of of depression that comes with ignoring you or someone not giving you the love you expected out of them. So chetwatunya last week twabasomesa engeri zonna zoyinza okozesa. Most importantly, find a rebounder. Abantu nabayogedde ku rebounder, I saw how people reacted on our TikTok. Nga bagamba buli omu nga no, it's going to cause another heartbreak, and then and then the cycles will never end. But listen to me, when it comes to relationships, it is like a lion chasing an antelope. Waliwo adduka ate waliwo agoba emmere, okay? So it's up to you. If you want to become the antelope, then you get eaten. When you want to become like a lion, then you chase. That's how life is. So most of the time we look for all these remedies to see that somebody does not die or someone doesn't move into a state of unproductivity because the relationship has failed. Yensonga laki nabagamba ekintu kya rebounding, ofuneyo rebounder, someone who you can heal on. Okay, not in a bad way, as long as you don't promise much. Nti onaabeera naye ebbanga lyonna toyogera bigambo bya ssuubi ly'amaanyi. Mukimanyi how people become vague. As long as love becomes vague, someone wants to heal on you. So I requested most of you to go and look for that video of how to know that you're a rebounder, which was I think self-esteem. 6 ways to regain your self-worth after a breakup. I think that's what we looked at last week. Era nabawa video mujirabe, and I'm sure that many of you found content out of our last video on how to heal, how to move on, how to let go of somebody who doesn't love you. Don't forget, in the dating market, not everybody who give love will love you back. Not everybody who deeply is connected to you, they will return that deep connection, okay? that is how the world moves. So we are in that world of antelope, lion chasing, you know. So anyway, it's why we give you all this useful content to protect you from the emotional loss that comes with relationships which don't turn out to be what you expected. So kyetwatunulira last week era twabasomesa ebintu bingi nnyo. Go no contact, digitally detox, develop a workout plan or an exercise routine where you work out your body to release all that negativity and toxins that comes with a disappointment of a relationship. If you miss, please, it's in the description section below. Go to that link and then enjoy at leisure. Today let's look at attachment anxiety. Being attached in love. Mu Luganda attachment anxiety bakiyita batya? Attachment anxiety ye muntu gw'oyagala oba okufumbirwa omuntu oba okwagala omuntu n'owulira nga obulamu bwo obugase ku bubwo, which is okay, naye ate buli lw'otaba naye owulira nga gwe batwala. That is attachment. Ne bw'aba atambuddeko olugendo yakumanya buli kimukwatako. Even in friendships, yes. Some of you have attachment anxiety even in friendships. Even in parenting. Ng'olina attachment anxiety. Nti omuntu oyagala kumanya buli kaseera ki kigenda mu maaso. Omwana we ali wa biki n'ogana n'okwebaka. Oyagala kumanya buli kigenda mu maaso every day of your life. That is called attachment anxiety. But in this interest, tuli mu romantic relationships. Okwagala omuntu, okufumbirwa omuntu n'ofuuka attached. Ne kivaamu anxiety. Nti ebiseera ebisinga olabanga gwe batwala, olabanga agenda okuddukako, owulira nga atakwagala kimala, ebibuuzo omubuuza bingi. Yensonga ey'olunaku lwaleero. So why is attachment anxiety very dangerous? Because it becomes needy. You become clinging. You become nagging. Omuntu nakoowa. Kubanga oyitiriza omwagala by'atayagala. Ate yali akwagala n'atandika okukoowa. Kubanga yakwagala amanyi nti waliwo ka balance awo. The chaser now becomes the chasee. The chased becomes the chaser. Whatever. When men come to you as women, when men come to you for relationships, they come as the chasers. Era bw'aba yakakula bw'ati awulira nga era bw'aba yakakukosa agamba But when you become attached, especially too soon, we shall look at it, and n'akitegeera nti kati oli too attached ate gwamunoonya gwayagala okumanya bwe kigenda mu maaso, then you become clingy, needy, nti like an abandoned child. Omuntu gwe basuddewo anoonya muntu gwe yeekwatako. That's how it acts. So that's why we need to teach you about this attachment anxiety, because it damages many meaningful relationships, it damages many meaningful marriages, it damages a lot of friendships when somebody gets tired of you because you're acting needy and clingy. Omuklingingako ng'akaana akato. Buli kaseera oyagala mubeere mwenna, buli kaseera oyagala muyita buli omu akulabe, buli omu ku social media oyagala mupostinga, oyagala ensi yonna etegeere nga mweyagala, you know. So at some point in time, especially the men, they feel caged. Remember, men are not like us, you know. As they are with you, they are eyeing someone else. As they are with you, their eyes are always out to look for something, even if it's not even better than you, you know. Kati wokola ka clingy, nokola ka needy, then are losing a part here, okay? Are losing that part of his relaxation. So attachment anxiety leads you to seek validation and confirmation from your partner that they love you all the time. Ng'omubuuza ekibuuzo, mukwano naye onjagala? Wamma naye mulowooza njagala? Kwegamba love obufuula mulimu, especially the women. This is your show. Men rarely get attached like this, rarely, unless otherwise. But women, we get attached so much to the men because owulyanga bamutwala. Ne wabeera wantu oyagala kumagamaga ani amulaba. We are like that because we have that thing called attachment. So when an anxious anxiety person, a partner, wafuka anxious, are becoming preoccupied by the relationship all the time, yefuka point y'obulamu bwe. Kwegamba marriage gufuuka mulimu, relationship nefuuka mulimu, love nefuuka omulimu, n'oli gw'oyagala n'ogufuula azifu mulimu, nti buli lunaku kyemuzuukirako, kyemwebakirako, kyosiibako, you know, it looks like love, but for the person receiving that kind of attachment, awulyanga akooye. That's why many women say, he loved me, he loved me, he married me when he loved me, he said we shall be together forever, he said, but he has changed. That's what women say. That's what you ladies say. He came to you, he came chasing, he was dying. Ngalabo inavali eri waggulu. Naye bwe yamugwamala okuyingira bwoti n'ofuka kilinge. Ate kyali agoba nekitandika omumugoba. N'agamba Then they look elsewhere and they start chasing again. And that's what we call attachment anxiety. Just to remind you, we have Discover Your Life Purpose Masterclass, Emotional Intelligence Masterclass, the Narcissistic Survivors Recovery Guide Masterclass. Emisomo gyemba somesa okulaba nti mwetereza. The intention of this channel is to feel good. The intention of all my classes is to feel good. And how do you know that you're going to feel good? Is when you stop coming to the channel. Gowekebere wolekerawo okujja wano ojja kyowulira. Ekyo kyowulira ekyo kyolacking nze kyengaba. Because emotions work in the abstract. Njagala bajjukiza nti tolaba byezikola. Tolaba kyekikola emotion. Nay, something is happening. So this being a feelings channel, and I'll always remind you this is a feelings channel, we give you all those things that make you feel good, to enjoy your productivity, to enjoy your workplaces, to enjoy your life, to enjoy every day of your life. So then, back to the attachment anxiety in relationships. So this fear of your loved one is leaving, your loved one, someone is taking them, that kind of fear always originates from the fact that you feel as though even when they say they love you, you doubt them. Why do you doubt them? Because that feeling that someone else out there is looking at them, someone else, it is just a fear that comes into your mind to antagonize the feeling and the enjoyment of love. So a partner with anxiety attachment may start being manipulative as time goes on. And in today's session, I want to give you the symbols, the symptoms, the signs that you have attachment anxiety problem, or your partner has anxiety problem, that attachment anxiety. Otegere nti omwagalwa wo waba ina obuntu buno ayina ekizibu ekyo ate mu kisolo bwinge ng'obudde bukyali. So in this session tugenda kubalaga how to know that you have attachment anxiety, the causes, what causes this attachment anxiety, kivaawa omuntu okutandika okubeera nga akilinginga ku bantu bamwagale oba awulira nga bwe batali naye bagenda, that feeling of abandonment. What causes it when you are an adult? How can you love someone with that kind of attachment anxiety? Omwagala otya kubanga naye abamba bakwagala tomudduka aba n'ekizibu ekyo. How do we love them? Then how to deal with this kind of attachment when it is a new relationship. Ng'omuntu yakakulaba bwakamulaba n'otandika omugwira bwoti n'otandika okugamba where are you? Have you reached? Otuuse wanga buli detail oyagagimanya. That is attachment anxiety. So how do you deal with it, especially when it's a new relationship? And then avoiding to be attached too soon. That is what we're going to cover in the whole of this session, if time allows. And but today let's cover the symptoms alone, and then we shall cover the causes and how to deal with it in the future time to come. Mariam Naguja, I'm the ladies guide, your emotional wellness guide. Signs, symptoms that you have attachment anxiety, that your partner has attachment anxiety. Otegere otya nti omuntu wo ayina ekizibu kino ekyokwesiba. Mu Luganda kiba kigambo kibi okwesiba ku bantu bamwagalerwa mpaka kubanga atya nti yeta butamala, awulira nga without love tataliwo, without being loved and reminded that they love them tawulira nti bamwagala ekimala. Kitegeeza nti amaliza ayagala omwagalwa wamubeere nga handbag all the time, babalaba buli wamu because ayina attachment anxiety. It is a disorder in psychology. Kitegeeza when it comes to relationships, we must love, we must be dependent and as well as independent at the same time. You must depend and independent. Mubude bwe owe munnowo obudde obumala building other meaningful relationships outside of that relationship. Remember, a romantic relationship is not a friendship. It is not a parental relationship. It's not a brotherhood. Ezo zonna love za njawulo. It is not godly love. So when you cling on someone, when you become attached to them with a lot of anxiety, omutira relationships zendala. Njagala bajjukiza. Kitegeeza nti addayo mu mikwano gye nga takyabajjukira. Agenda okuddayo mu b'eŋŋanda tebakyamu anti bagamu beeyagala obwayi twamulekera omukazi olw'ensonga nti osalako all meaningful relationships mubeere aba, and that is a trap in love, a big trap, because love is an emotion which is not dependable. It comes without knocking and it leaves without saying bye. You can't be like that forever. So if you end up only two of you and the relationship is around two of you, when time comes and the love has evaporated from this whole scene, and which will happen and which must happen anytime, then one of you gets lost, and that is what causes many people to get lost in relationships. That's why when it comes to separation, people get affected differently depending on the attachment they had on this person. So don't set yourself up. Okay? When you see that your partner is getting attached too deeply to a relationship, be worried of where it's going to lead. Okay? Because I'm just showing you what the future is. Nti mutuuka mu maaso eyo nga musigadde aba mwagoba emikwano ne mugoba ab'eŋŋanda ne mugoba buli muntu ne musigala nga buli wamu babalaba mwenna. Then what next? Kitegeeza nti we mufunamu obutakkaanya, which must happen, because a relationship is like a human being. It has a life of its own. It has a life, it breathes, it walks, it dies, it is just like a human being. So don't think that life is going to be like this forever. Temugenda kweyagala ngwe mweyagala kati. Okay? Era maaso after 10 years, it will take a shift. So prepare for that 10 years by dealing with anxiety attachment. Okay? That attachment thing that comes with okuba n'omuntu omugamba nti muklinginge. It is a very bad thing. So then, that well said, let's look at the 10 telltale signs that your partner is clingy, needy, and has an attachment problem. Because when you look through these symptoms, they will tell you, they will remind you that you have a problem and they have a problem. And then you can deal with it when the relationship is still healthy and when you can still control the growth of the relationship. Number 1, excessive worry about being rejected and abandoned by your partner. When someone does not call you in the time you want them to call you, bwolaba ng'aludde okuweza ka message n'alwawo okukubira essimu mu frequency gy'abadde akubiramu bulijjo ng'otandika okweraliikirira, ennaku ziweze 2 tambuuzanga nako omutima ngukuba ne waakuba ng'ogamba ennaku 2 obadde wanga tombuuza. Okuva ku manyi tunnaŋŋambako nti wawulira otya. That is attachment anxiety. Okay? And when it comes to attachment anxiety, also be very careful when other people are setting you up into that trap. Especially when a relationship is just new. Where people come and love bomb you. A man love bombs you, calls you 10 times a day, sends you SMSs like 20 of them, and then every morning, good morning, honey. What have you eaten in the afternoon? Oh, good night, love you so much. And then the frequency goes boom, it stops. Remember, they've given you that feeling that they're going to be in that communicative pattern. Ate kati agisazeko awo gwe n'ofuna attachment anxiety n'olwalira ddala n'ogamba kale buli yankubiranga emirundi 6 kajakuba nagumo message takyasindika. You are in the net. That is a trap. So learn to control your emotions pertaining love matters, not people to set you up into a deep emotional cobweb too soon. Nti otuuka eseera nga cobweb na bobi wa emotions mumuzimbye nnyo nti weweesikamu bwoti tokyasobola kyokka amaze okuwesuubira tatuukiriza. Ate abusing the attachment anxiety. Then this worry of rejection and abandonment comes because somebody has built a pattern of communication and which they are no longer maintaining, and for you want to maintain it. So number 1, excessive worry of being rejected. Just to remind you, we're talking about the signs of attachment anxiety in love relationships, even the marriages. Number 2, lack of trust for your partner and always questioning them. A person with attachment anxiety is someone who has jealousy. Abajjudde obujja obungi mu love, tebeesiga abaagala baabwe. babuuza ebibuuzo bingi, ovaawa n'amuwunya kawude na perfume gyawunya, akebere waliwo lipstick aguddeko wano eba banoonyereza obuntuntu naggula buli wamu buli ki kwegamba somebody being with them na feeling being watched. You guys, when someone feels watched, it is a very bad thing. Wawuliyanga that feeling ekugamba nti bakunoonyerezaako tekinyuma omuntu akoowa. Okay, so when I am the man and you are the wife, naye nga olina attachment anxiety y'okunoonyereza ebinkwatako, time etuuka nontama oba neneetamwa relationship yonna, because much as we are trying to look for stuff, one day you'll find something you don't like, because curiosity killed a cat. What you're looking for, you'll get it one time, and then still boom, something will happen. So then let people be. When you're having this attachment anxiety and then you're trying to question the whole relationship, where are they, what are you doing, what are you doing, who is your friend, who is this, yeah? The questions become so many and the guy gets tired. Number 3, too much fixation on a relationship and it feels like a job. People with fixation on relationships talk about their partners all the time. There is no conversation gyasobola okuba nayo n'abantu atamwogerako. Tasobola kuwa example ya loved one. Tasobola kwogera 2 hours on a show nga tayogedde ku mwagalwa we. Tekisoboka. Tasobola kubeera mu meeting yonna n'atawerako example. It's as if other people don't have. Mbuyo uwe ye hero w'ensi yonna. I don't know whether you've ever met such people. As you're in a meeting talking, a little example, you see, I like what my husband said. I mean, who does not care? Who doesn't have a husband? So many people give these examples nga bali attached to marriages, to relationships. Mbozi ye nebanga erotatinga ku muntu oyo neerabira ekyo kimu nti when the relationship goes downhill, she may not be in position to say those things again. So live a life of living these partners in your conversations. More treating a relationship as a private affair. It is not something which is public, banana. It's not public thing. That's why many marriages nowadays don't stand. Many of them, people marry in 1 month and they are off. 2 months they are fighting, you know, because they are making the whole fixation of a relationship. Conversation ku TikTok, eriku relationship ye. Buli walaga relationship. Byebifanani, byebichi, because that is marriage with you people really. Eh? If you know you're in love, if you know this is a legal relationship, why do you need to find validation from the public? Why? I'm just asking and I'm wondering. So every time you are fixated on a relationship or on a partner, it is a sign that you are having attachment anxiety. Number 4, this is obvious, they need reassurance. Constant reassurance that you're being loved from other people, now not from your partner, now other people. Fe abalina okujjukiza nti bakwagala. Buli kaseera wano olowooza njagala. Munnange yakoze ne olowooza njagala. Efuuka emboozi. All the time bw'obeera ne banno obanyumiza ebiboozi bya love yo. Abantu ne bakoowa. You guys, apart from us who are the relationship therapists, who are paid to listen to love affair stories, your friends get drained. Haven't you had a friend ng'ayogera ku mwagalwa or buli we mwemiting alina okukubira esimu agamba njagala kukulaba naye ng'ayagala kwogera ku bbaawe oba mukyala we nga mugenda onyuma muti mumamaiza gamune kakati omanyi gundi yaga kigwera ku oli. Okay, so kitegeeza nti they need reassurance from the friends, the family, that bamwagala. So efuuka emboozi all the time, and that is attachment anxiety. Lack of respect for boundaries, that is number 5. They don't respect boundaries. Mukebera amasimu g'abasajja, nemukebera biki nomukebera buli nokebera ensawo ze buli kimu. There are no boundaries. You bomb them at the workplace nga watuuse dda. That is attachment anxiety, which means every time you break boundaries, it is lack of respect for your partner. Oba tumuwadde kitiibwa, in other words. Okay? Because when you break boundaries, and boundaries is what builds many meaningful relationship, it means you're lacking discipline in love. So people who break boundaries most of the time have attachment anxiety. Number 6, over-pleasing and doing too much for the partner or for the relationship. Haven't you met a colleague or a loved one who eyegule nnyo ku loved one nakola ebintu ebiri way out of this world namwe ne mwekanga nayo nategera bulungi nnyo. Okay, over pleasing nti olage partner wo nti omwagala nnyo nokola, they go for expensive holidays, they buy expensive stuff for the loved one, ye ng'alowooza mutima gwe nti alaga mwagala we nti nkwagala nnyo. So over pleasing even beyond what you can even take in is a sign that you are touched. Ng'oyagala akwagalirwa mpaka, in other words akwagale nnyo. Okay, so people do what they call over pleasing the partner at even the expense of their lives, dropping dreams, leaving jobs, sacrificing every happiness of their life just to make a loved one happy. That is attachment. Anxiety, too much of it is in marriages. Number 7, manipulation. Emotional manipulation. Because people who are attached to others in a relationship, time etuuka nga yagala kumu manipulatinga. They can fake a disease, neye kabya nti mulwadde, nafake nga wantu inawo betu tulina miti kikwetagamu bali wabagenyi abazze nga yagala just kulaba ku mwagalwa wabeeraawo. Most of poverty is caused by love and attachment anxiety. Instead of someone building, thinking and getting rich and chasing all those dreams, you want them to sit there and they look at you. Some women say it's better to be poor and let him be there. Men, be very careful with women. They can make you broke because they are in love. But it's attachment anxiety. Nagamba jangu tutule wano. They make you abandon everything just to look at you in love. They don't care whether you grow or you don't grow. All they want is you being there with them. So that is manipulation. They start manipulating you, because attachment anxiety can result into someone wanting you to be in their space all the time, even if it means you don't having a job or doing anything. That's why many men are even unemployed. Women, that is bad. Because this 10 years down the road, this is the father of your child or your children, and they're not employed because you want them home and you're scared that if they go out there, maybe someone else would, and they will grow. They'll grow. One day, one time, that nature can't allow that. This is a human being. So many women make many broke. They keep men out of achievement, reducing their self-worth just to keep them in that position. That's the secret. And I know many of you do it because I speak the truth. Number 8. Your self-worth is dependent on the relationship. Your self-worth is dependent on your loved one. Nti woba oyagala kulaga bbeeyi yo bajjayo mwagalwa wo. Woba oyagala kulaga abantu obuyinza bwo bajjayo relationship eyo. That's where we were attending a conference and a lady was given a microphone to address us. But to address us, no nagamba good morning everyone, my name's so and so, which namanagamba, and I came with my husband. Honey, where are you? Everyone was like, eh? All of us were like, eh? I mean, this is a public conference. We are here to get value, not you to be in your dirty stuff of love. That is bedroom issues, don't bring them to us. So everyone was like, eh? Ngane hani bwanoonya ne mu kisenge taliimu, mu room taliimu, oba yali avulumya ali ku ssimu. Nagamba I came with my kwegamba nga self-worth ye ayaga kulagayo mwami oli fena tutegere nti alina omuwendo. But I don't come to that level. Ladies, work on your self-worth, because your self-worthiness will always come from your inside out. Number 9. When your partner has attachment anxiety, they regularly seek approval, attention, and reassurance from you as their partner that you love them. Baba bagala bakasero bajjukize. Munaye nkwagala. Okakasa nti ye n'atereera. Waita naye ddala mukwano njagala. All the time is as if bakubuuza ekigambo kye kimu for 10 years. Talikkiriza nti oyogera kituufu. So constant reassurance, constant approval, constant attention seeking from your partner is a sign of attachment anxiety. And if someone does it, whether you're doing it or they're doing it, it is a sign that you have attachment problems. Lastly, as we crown it all, excessive communication. Excessive communication and checking in is a telltale sign that somebody is attached to a relationship or to you. Previously, when we were talking about jealousy in love relationships, we talked about excessive communication. And when I posted this video on TikTok, many people came with reactions. Some disagreed, others agreed. Women disagreed with me, men agreed with me, which means men don't like excessive communication. Over checking in, calling them too much, sending out of SMSs, checking wherever they are. Have you reached well? How was the trip? It seems as if these people are caring, but they are checking in. Are you okay? In other, they want to know whatever is going on in your life. Neighbor kosa checking in. Abanga akufaako ne ayagala kumanya bikwatako. So people who check in all the time, who excessively communicate all the time, have attachment anxiety. As in yeta so akukiriza nti omwagala wasobola okukola trip n'ava ewaka n'agenda ne basirika bombi. Ye n'amuwabudde akole ebyo yakola anaamuddirawo tebakirizaawo. When somebody comes and vibes you, when a man comes and says I love you in the morning of a relationship, wait for them to communicate. Don't push. I told you a long time ago, don't push them to hello, yes, auntie, you've told her, have you reached well? Excuse me, how was yesterday? That is loss of power in the relationship, you know. So excessive communication and checking in is a sign. Too much texting, spamming of messages to your loved one. I already told you that thing doesn't work. You act as clingy and as needy, and that's how they term you. Okay, so get some self-worthiness. Believe in yourself that these people love you, they married you, they said I do, they said I love you, and they love you. And believe that pattern. Give them that gestation period always for them to communicate at leisure. But don't press on. Spamming messages. How is the trip? Tell me every part of town you reach. Now I'm in this place. Now, honey, I'm in this place. Now I'm in this, you know, it becomes too much work, you know. And after some time, it becomes kind of boring. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need to bring this to our attention that many of us, many of you have what they call attachment anxiety. Basing on all that, those symptoms and signs I've given you, please check through and see where you're going wrong. Then in the future, we are going to talk about how to deal with attachment anxiety, especially when you are the lady with this kind of problem, because most of the time it's not the men with attachment anxiety, it is us the ladies with a lot of attachment anxiety, because we are always in the heart. They are in the head, for us we are in the heart. Omutima gwaffe gwagala nnyo, and we end up being attached to them. Thank you so much, and see you again next week. Just to remind you, I'm Mariam, your emotional wellness guide. Bye bye.
She's a lady.